Hi, what am I having for dinner? This is sunny Mediterranean roasted chicken and vegetables. Absolutely delicious, everything nicely browned. I've got some pancetta in here, some mushrooms, zucchini, all kinds of vegetables, and it's been cooked with honey and balsamic vinegar. So you get this nice caramelizing from the honey and the flavor and the smell coming off from the balsamic. Absolutely delicious. Great with a glass of red wine. So let's go in and make this in the kitchen right now, because this is really quite easy to make, and most of the time is in the oven. Okay, first thing we're going to do before we get into baking our chicken dish is we're going to marinate the chicken. Now, this could be anywhere from half an hour to an hour, or if you want to do it in the morning, you could leave it all day, just covered in the refrigerator. Either's fine. Minimum half an hour, just let the flavors get in there. So what we've got here is, first of all, we have olive oil, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. And in keeping with the whole Mediterranean, for honey, I'm using a Italian chestnut honey, but really any honey will do the job here, so don't worry, you don't have to have Italian chestnut honey on hand. Clover, buckwheat, any other honeys will work. So that's 2 tablespoons of each of those liquids. Then we have 2 teaspoons of dried rosemary. We have a half a teaspoon of pepper, a half teaspoon of salt. Now we're going to put them all into a medium-sized bowl. So let's put in the olive oil, the balsamic vinegar, the honey. I love this honey. It's just a deep, dark flavor. And yet, in this case, we don't have to worry about it overpowering the balsamic vinegar. The balsamic vinegar is still going to play center stage. All right, let's add in the dry ingredients. We have the rosemary, the salt, the pepper. Now, we're just going to whisk that up a bit. Get all those mixed together. Okay, that looks good. And then I have here just a little over a pound of chicken thigh meat with skin on. Delicious. If you don't want to use thigh, breast is fine too. Really, thigh is always my choice of chicken because it's juicier. This is just a little over a pound. You could use about a pound, 16 ounces up to about 18 ounces. So this is about 18 ounces or 500 grams. Usually maybe 450 grams would do. It's not critical, the amount of chicken. So let's put the chicken into the marinade. Notice the chicken's all cut into, basically, bite-sized pieces. We want take a look at one of these to see. It's just a nice bite-sized piece. All right, now all I'm going to do is mix that around a bit. Make sure that every piece of chicken gets coated with some of this marinade. Perfect. There we go. All right, that's going to sit. I'm going to leave this for about an hour. I like the flavor just to really get in there. However, if you get home from work, you don't have the time for a full hour, half an hour is fine. Let's just let that sit. If you're going to leave it in for a long time, this room is quite cool right now, so letting this sit here for half an hour to an hour is not going to matter. I'm going to cover it, but if I was going to let it sit longer, cover it and put it in the refrigerator. Or if it's a warm summer day, also cover it and put it in the refrigerator. All right, I'll see you in an hour, and we're going to add all the vegetables. All right, so the chicken is about marinated. I've gotten some vegetables ready to go in with it. What we have here is, first of all, these are the regular champignon mushrooms, and they've been cut. These are kind of a medium-sized mushroom. I've cut them into 3 pieces, so you end up with a 1/2 inch or about 12 millimeters. That's about a half a pound or 220 grams right there, or about 12 of those medium-sized mushrooms. half a red onion, coarsely chopped, 1 medium-sized carrot cut in half and then cut into 1/4 inch or 5mm thick slices to create half moons. The same done with the zucchini. 1 zucchini, kind of a small, medium zucchini, cut in half, cut into half moons, but these are 1/2 inch thick. We want the zucchini thicker because zucchini cooks faster than the carrots do. And here we have 4 ounces of pancetta, or instead of that you could use bacon block. And this has been cut into 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch sticks. So to do that, we have a piece of pancetta. All we're doing is cutting it across at a 1/4 inch thick and then cutting that these 1/4 inch pieces. So we're going to get a little extra there. You can never have too much pancetta. All right, so those are ingredients. Let's toss them all into a bowl. Make sure all the pancetta is in there. Oh, the zucchini, the carrots. Right. Now, just going to get those little mixed together. And then, here is our chicken that's been marinating. Just going to toss that all in there. Along with all the marinade, all the juices go in there. And now, take this, and like tossing a salad, really. You're just gonna mix this all together, get everything kind of mixed around, getting some of the marinade onto the vegetables. All right, so that's got all the vegetables and the chicken mixed around. Everything's coated with a little bit of that marinade. Now, we'll take our baking dish. That's our usual 9 by 13 dish. And just going to pour everything into the dish. It's quite easy to make this dish. Just toss it in a baking dish and into the oven it's going to go. Now, the oven's been preheating. It's at 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius. We're going to put it in there with the dish in there for about 40 to 45 minutes. Just going to be keep an eye on the browning. Everything at that point should be nicely browned. What we're looking for is our chicken's going to get nicely cooked and browned on top, a little bit underneath too. And then our mushrooms are going to soften up and be just absolutely delicious. Carrots are going to be softened up, and the zucchini is going to be well cooked. It's probably going to caramelize just a little bit. All right, let's get this in the oven. We'll come back here in about 40 to 45 minutes. All right, 40 minutes in the oven, and it is absolutely perfect. Got this nice browning on top, a little bit of scorching in some places, which is just going to add to the flavor because caramelized that honey and the balsamic vinegar and all. So we got it nice and juicy. And what I like to do with this is I like to serve it up something like this big old rustic looking bowl, very Mediterranean looking. So we'll just put that right in there. Okay, so we've got all that put into the bowl. Notice we have a lot of juice left over here. So what we want to do with this juice is we don't want to use all of it. I like to save some of it actually to cook my breakfast in. We want to just take a little bit of it and just spread it over top, just to keep everything nice and juicy. All right, that should do it. Okay, there you go. We have sunny Mediterranean roasted chicken and vegetables. A fantastic dinner. Enjoy. Now, if you go to the link appearing on the screen, you can get the free printable recipe on our website. You'll also find a real easy to follow along recipe infographic, which visually shows you steps in making this delicious sunny Mediterranean roasted chicken and vegetables. So go print out the recipe, have fun making and eating this delicious dish, and make cooking fun again with Kuma's Kitchen.